welcome for the continuing podcast that we're doing for helping Latino families with their success in school. One of the programs that we have been involved with and is working through the University of South Florida and several of the high schools and middle schools has been the Enlace program. We are lucky today to have for us to discuss the Enlace program its coordinator, Norma Cano Alvarez. Norma, welcome.
Good afternoon, Dr. Duran. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Great.
Tell me about this Enlace program, because it sounds like something that these parents should know about, that there are things happening out there to better assist their children to get into college.
Great, yes, and that's very, very true. In 2001, Enlace was a grant that was given to the university to engage Latino communities in education. The first 5 years of the grant were spent going all over the community explaining to parents what Enlace was trying to do in terms of trying to teach the parents and the students what kinds of things they needed to be focusing on to make sure that they graduate from high school and get into a university. We did everything you can imagine under the sun in terms of talking to parents in churches, in PTA meetings, in meetings that were done in the schools, absolutely in everywhere that you could think of that parents would be there, we were there. And we were sharing with them the important things that they should be encouraging their students to do in their schools.
I think probably, and having been with the school district for 35 years before I retired recently, we know that the high school dropout rate, or the dropout rate for Latinos, was extremely high, as high as all other minorities. And they were not completing high school, which was sad.
Very sad.
And we were able to get, y'all, through Donna Perino, if I remember correctly, was able to get engaging the Latino community to get involved.
Yes.
And the main thing here is, how can parents get involved? How can Enlace support them? I know that some of these programs and presentations were done at spaghetti dinners,
yes,
at the Pier Spaghetti Dinner. I'm sure y'all talked about it there, because Victor has his annual spaghetti dinner. Now I'm sure it's going to be at Leto too.
Yes.
So we'll see it.
Yes.
Tell me what the parents can do. How can they contact you? And
well, the way they can contact me is to call the University of South Florida at 974-3895. Again, that's 974-3895. And I will be more than happy to answer any questions. Presently, I'm happy to say that I did get a report from the Department of Education that said that the dropout rate is minimizing.
right.
So our students are getting the idea that they need to do the best they can in high school, and joining classes like AP, dual enrollment, joining organizations in their schools, being very proactive about what they're doing in classes, making sure that they are in the face of their career resource specialist, and getting the information that they need to access universities. If a student does this, they have a better chance of completing high school, being very, very positive, and hopefully getting into college.
I'm sure you did not only talk to parents, you probably talked to a lot of guidance counselors to advise them
Yes,
of
we
what
did.
was there so they could advise the students.
Yes.
How involved did that become?
You know, and I know that everybody's overworked and overwhelmed. And I know that they're trying to do their best, the best they can as well. But again, a career resource specialist can do just as much as they can do.
Right.
That's why it's important for the students, with the parents' help, to be encouraging the students to say, did you go speak to your career resource specialist today? Did you discuss this with one of your teachers? Are they aware that you want to go to college, that you want to be in a college prep program? It really is all about the parents and the students being proactive. Don't go to school and sit in a classroom and think these things, but not say anything to anybody. That doesn't help you, it doesn't help your family, it doesn't help our graduation rates. You have to be your own best advocate. We can just do so much.
I'm sure your office works with other offices here at the university, because I know the Latino Scholarship Program has always been very successful.
Yes.
And I personally had some students that went through that program who came out as teachers and applied for jobs with me, and these are students I used to teach.
And they are, they're flooding our education
They're going to college,
system.
yeah.
Yes, they're going to college and they're graduating, which is what is important.
Right. And do you bring them to the university and say, look, this is for you?
Yes, when they come to USF, they come looking for the Enlace office, which is Student Services Building, room 2031. The other thing that I'm very proud of with the Enlace program is that we've been able to develop a tutor mentoring program where these tutor mentors go to schools like Leto, Chamberlain, Brooks DeBartolo. There are other schools, and they go in and work with the schools to help students, be it ESOL students or students who have trouble in chemistry or in math, whatever subject they're having troubles in. Our tutors go in and work with the students Monday through Friday. And that program has very much yielded a lot of students who are encouraged, positive, very much looking forward to doing the best that they can to come to USF or to HCC. Let's not forget that sometimes not everybody can come to USF. But if what your ideal is to graduate from a college, then go to HCC for 2 years and then come to USF. Don't think that because you didn't get into USF from the very beginning that you can't make it here. You can make it here.
And it's a substantial savings, I think, the cost of the
Absolutely.
junior college and the regular university. This is very, to me, very humbling because my doctorate was in culture-specific model mentor tutoring. And I worked with Pierce and Eisenhower middle schools to develop some of the things that we did, which I thought was great. But you have continued the program and made it very, very successful. We're talking millions of dollars.
Yes.
We're not talking $1.50 or $2. We're talking about a very involved program.
The other program that I'm very proud of is Enlace Day, which is where we go into a specific high school and we bring the students to the university for a day of looking at the campus, going to different departments, learning about financial aid, searches for scholarships. They have lunch here at the university with other USF students. They have access to USF students who will come and tell them what Enlace is about, what the university is about, why it's important for them to further their education, and how important it is for them to do the searches. And they will find money out there for them to come to college.
I think the best part about that, as you're saying, is it's talking to people just like you that have been through this program
Yes.
and know that they can help you by telling you these different ideas.
Yes.
This is great.
Yes.
What else can you tell us that, I realize the funding for Enlace is sort of limited at this point. It stopped, I think you mentioned 2005 for that portion, but you've gotten additional supplemental funding.
Yes, out of the kindness of Winn-Dixie's, they have been so kind as to donate. Now it's been $75,000 to the university for Enlace.
Fantastic.
And as I've said, I've been very frugal with the money, and I have tried to come up with programs that will enhance a Latino student's chance to go to completing college. Right now I have 25 students taking a GRE prep that is being given by Educational Outreach, 2 professors, a verbal professor and a math professor. And they do that Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 9. And when you talk to those students, I feel so gratified that they're telling me, Ms. Cano, this is going to make a difference in my GRE score.
And these are high school students.
These are college students to
Already?
get into the master's program.
Oh, get into the master's
Yes,
program. That's
because
even
the
better.
Enlace idea was we're going to help them graduate from high school, we're going to support them here in college, and then we're
To
going to get them
graduate.
into master's and PhD programs.
Fantastic.
And hopefully that's what we're trying, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're doing here.
See, I learned something new tonight. Thank you.
You're very
What else can you tell us that will help parents get involved with their children to better understand where they have to go and how they have to get there?
Well, in the, I'd say 9 years now that I've been working with parents, I still get the sense that they don't feel like they're empowered in the school. As parents, don't forget that your children are there, but the school is there to serve you as a parent. You have the right to know what their curriculum is, what they're learning, how long, from what semester to the next semester. Any questions that you have, the school is there to help you to make sure that there is a partnership between parents, the people in the schools, and the students. If you are just not afraid to go to the school, then you will be able to advocate for your student and help that student get along the long, what's the word, the streamlining part where your elementary, your middle
Right,
school,
along
your
the
high school, and then your college.
Compendium.
Yes.
It continues.
That was the word compendium.
This is great because you mentioned several high schools that you're working with, including Brooks de Barlow, which is a charter school. Which
Yes,
I think
it is.
that's interesting that there's some Latino students there too.
Yes.
People don't realize that, and they need to understand that charter schools are for all students.
Absolutely.
And if they don't apply, they're not going to get in there. Just like
Exactly.
USF is for all students, and if you don't apply, you're not going to get in here either.
That's right. These institutions can't come and get you.
Right.
You have to go and knock on the door and say, I want to be here. I want to do the work.
Well, thank God when I graduated from high school, it was 1960, and USF opened.
Yeah.
Or I never would have gone to college.
Wow.
Here I am with a doctorate and who knows what else.
Yeah.
So it keeps me busy. This is great, and I think the fact that the parents need to know that they have rights
Yes.
and responsibilities for their students, their children, and they need to go to the schools and get the information. And truthfully, the schools need to get involved also with getting the information out.
Yes.
A lot of schools just sit back and nothing happens. This is not good. Doesn't help your job.
No, but I'm very pleased to say that every relationship that I have built within the schools, they're long-lasting, and they understand my passion, understand what Enlace is doing, and they care about their students. They care about their
I heard a
students.
lot of good things from Lato. I was a feeder school from Alexander, where I was a principal to
Right.
Pierce to Lato, and Enlace was a very popular situation.
Yes.
And I know y'all did a lot of inroads there at Lato High School.
Yes.
I
I'm very
commend
happy
you.
to share that. I just saw Mr. Victor Fernandez, who was over at Pierce. He's now the principal at Lato. And we've already started coming up with all kinds of ideas to engage with the students and make sure that their numbers keep going up.
And I'm sure Victor is going to have a spaghetti dinner so you can get the word out.
Yes.
Very good. I appreciate your coming forward and talking to us today.